Pastor, let me say thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I feel like I've learned a lot.
Yes.
About what's happening here in Moko.
Yes.
At this assembly. Give it the name again. Say it strong and proud.
Faith Gospel Missionary Outreach Church of God here in Boysgate, Moko, Pure Clarion, and Cool Hills, man, near to Mandeville.
It's a blessing to sit and talk with you, Pastor Chambers.
Bless you.
Thank you.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Get Sagicor School Companion Health Plan for as little as $2,540 per month. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock. CVM News at 7. Suspected extortionist killed in daring gun attack in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. JLP councillor dies of suspected heart attack Saturday. Party in mourning. Labour Minister lauds vocational institutions for the country's historically low unemployment rate. And in sports, Mount Pleasant moved to top of the table after beating Moulins United in Raint Nephew Jamaica Premier League.
From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7, the weekend edition. It's Sunday, December 1, 2024. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ronaldo Adams. The governing Jamaica Labour Party has again been plunged into mourning, this time with the loss of Denham Town Councillor Jermaine Hyatt. The latest tragedy has sent shockwaves through his division, with West Kingston MP and the local government minister Desmond McKenzie stunned by the news. Neika reports.
Just days after the Jamaica Labour Party's annual conference celebrations, another storm of grief. JLP Deputy Leader for Area Council 1 and Member of Parliament for West Kingston, Desmond McKenzie, expressed regret and condolences at the passing of one of his councillors, Jermaine Hyatt, who reportedly died suddenly Saturday evening of a suspected heart attack. Hyatt, who died at the Spanish Town Hospital, was the councillor for the Denham Town Division. The local government minister, in a statement, shared his surprise at the news, adding Hyatt served the people of Denham Town well. He hailed the late Hyatt as a champion representative who served with distinction. The minister notes a void will be left with Hyatt's passing, citing an address he made at an Area Council 1 meeting in West Kingston mere weeks ago. He says the party's thoughts and prayers are with Councillor Hyatt's loved ones at this difficult time. He notes it's a trying time for the Jamaica Labour Party, in particular those who serve in the local government fraternity. Meanwhile, Senator Abka Fitzhenley, Jamaica Labour Party Communication Task Force Head of Operations, says Hyatt was set for big things in the party.
We hold the councillor's family, friends and colleagues up in our prayers. He was a distinguished councillor, one who was set for big things. And he served the people of Denham Town and the Jamaica Labour Party well. We pass on condolences to his family. It's really a sad day.
The senator says the councillor was pursuing higher education before his sudden end.
He was a man who believed in uplifting the people and upgrading himself. In his mid to early 40s, he was pursuing a PhD, that has been cut short by this untimely development. We sincerely regret his passing. It's a sad day for us here in the Jamaica Labour Party.
Only weeks ago, the Jamaica Labour Party was hit by news of the death of another councillor, Christopher Townsend, who is to be laid to rest on December 7, 2024, at the Beulah Pentecostal Temple at 27 Olympic Way in Kingston. Neika Lewis, CVM News.
A warning now ahead of this report. We urge viewer discretion as some details or footage may be deemed graphic and disturbing. It was business as usual in Spanish Town, St. Catherine today when a gunman shot and killed a man in broad daylight. The victim has since been identified as 33-year-old Jerome Beckford, also called Rampus of March Pen, Spanish Town in the parish. Preliminary reports are that Beckford was shot and killed by unknown assailants at around 10 o'clock this morning. In a video circulating online, a man can be seen firing shots at Beckford's body, which at the time was already lying on the ground. The man then fled from the scene on foot. Investigations into the matter continues. It's the first day of December, which signifies the start of much festivity in the country. Already, last evening, many motorists narrowly escaped a fiery death in a 3-vehicle collision in Hanover. With more, here's Trisha Kelly.
A fiery crash in Hopewell, Hanover on Saturday night left one motorist near dead after angry residents allegedly turned on him when his truck collided with 2 other vehicles. Reports are that the driver of a pre-mixed truck heading to Montego Bay was traveling along a section of the Round Hill Main Road in Hanover. Upon reaching the vicinity of the Round Hill Hotel, he lost control of the truck, which collided with a water truck traveling in the opposite direction. The incident led to another collision when the water truck crashed into a Toyota Allion motor car. Both the pre-mixed truck and the Toyota Allion burst into flames. In a life-saving feat, the driver of the pre-mixed truck reportedly jumped from the burning vehicle and attempted to flee the scene. He was subsequently chased, held, and beaten by angry motorists. The driver of the Toyota motor car was rescued by passing motorists, while another motorist involved was admitted to hospital and is being treated for burn injuries. The fire was later extinguished by the Jamaica Fire Brigade. These incidents, however, pose concerns in the western end of the island, with some stakeholders worried about the start of the festive season.
Them no experience and them drive too hard. Them drive too hard. And some of them don't know the road. So right now we don't even know what happened, man. And the Christmas season. Right now, come on. So we don't know what happened.
He believes, however, that this is just the beginning, with more unexpected incidents occurring as the holiday season heightens. Ho says he's already feeling the impact of the Christmas madness.
Last night, they thief one bus from me. Right. Out of Bogue village. Right now, I see what's still going. See what's still going there. One Juta bus. So anybody see it, just report. The nearest police.
And speaking of law enforcement, police officers have been spotted in some areas urging citizens to be cautious during the season as the number of reports involving robberies continues to climb. While December is widely known for its joyous celebrations, the period is also infamous for the many lives it has claimed due to reckless road habits. The National Road Safety Council and the police are urging citizens to be more mindful this season. Trisha Kelly, CVM News.
The Minister of Labour and Social Security today highlighted the way forward for the country's employment rate while congratulating graduates from the Central Jamaica Social Development Initiative in Mandeville, Manchester. The program is relatively new but has seen much progress over the years. Trisha Kelly has this story.
The government continues to pump its resources into education, specifically vocational training for citizens who are interested in having a skill. And with more Jamaicans enrolling in these programs, yet another initiative was designed to help citizens transition smoothly into the world of work. The Central Jamaica Social Development Initiative, CJSDI, has committed its service to SAME and this year boasts the most males the program has ever had. Program Manager Damian Young says the graduates are adequately prepared to move to the next phase, employment.
The participants have been trained and guided in developing their own business plans. Many of these plans are being prepared so they can be submitted to Hyatt's board for grant funding. And it's important to note that we don't just provide them with the training in business, but we are also encouraging them along to apply for grant funding to invest in their businesses.
Young says 88 of these graduates have already passed their city and guilds examinations, an achievement which Minister of Labour and Social Security Pernell Charles Jr. lauds. The minister also highlights that such programs contribute to the decreasing unemployment rate, which is currently at 3.6%. He says with the rate continuing on this downward spiral, the country's workforce will soon witness great changes.
It's going to lead to us having a situation over time that reduces poverty, reduces social inequality, and makes Jamaica more globally competitive. Now, how do you get the unemployment rate to fall? It falls when you have more persons who you can connect to the jobs that are available. Because if you ask employers across Jamaica, they will tell you that they have jobs and they can't find persons to fill the job.
The Labour Minister adds this is an issue the country must address, one that is already being resolved with initiatives like the CJSDI. He says his ministry is already seeing shifts in the industry.
To me, if you ask the question, what can we do to improve Jamaica? This is it. There are several persons who are of the view that things will not change. If they came here today and looked on you, heard your stories, and understood what's happening today, then they would be shocked perhaps to know that things are already changing.
The CJSDI has partnered with the Hart NSDA Trust and 2 hotels to create entrepreneurship opportunities for students with emphasis in the tourism and hospitality sector. Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
As the much-anticipated general election approaches, senior members of the Jamaica Labour Party are stepping aside to make way for new and younger members to represent stronghold constituencies. Britannia Witter has the latest on the strategy.
3 stalwarts of the Jamaica Labour Party, Mike Henry, Carl Samuda, and Audley Shaw, officially announced that they will not be contesting the upcoming general election. Their retirement from active politics marks the end of an era for the party. The 3 men, all former cabinet ministers, cumulatively have served as MP for almost 120 years. Mike Henry from Central Clarendon constituency is 89 years old and has held various influential positions during his tenure, including Minister of Transport and Works, as well as Chairman of the JLP. Former JLP General Secretary Carl Samuda is 82 years old and has represented the St. Andrew North Central constituency for several terms. As a member of the JLP and PMP, is also stepping down. Samuda is a former Minister of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. Audley Shaw is a former Finance Minister and Deputy Leader of the JLP. He mounted a losing campaign against current JLP leader Andrew Hones in 2013. At a JLP meeting in the St. Andrew North Central constituency, Samuda endorsed Delano Seabright, who has been actively involved in the party from very early as a former G2K president. Seabright currently serves as a senior strategist in the Ministry of Tourism and previously tried to unseat the PMP's Dr. Fenton Ferguson in St. Thomas in 2016. Meanwhile, Shaw endorsed Omar Miller, the current councillor for the Craighead Division, to succeed him.
MP, my father, my friend, I am pleased from the bottom of my heart. You supported me through thick and thin.
Britannia Witter, CVM News.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the island is suffering from aged infrastructure. It's why many Jamaicans have been calling for changes to the way building and construction is approached over time. Adrian Williams continues his report on just how much can be done to keep Jamaica standing.
CEMEX, the Mexican parent company for Caribbean Cement Company Limited, CCCL, recently launched the Concrete Pavement Initiative in Bay Farm Villa Close 1. Prime Minister Andrew Holness used this opportunity to emphasize the way forward with the use of concrete road construction.
Jamaica, whilst we are naturally, from a sociological point of view, societal point of view, moving towards concrete as the main form of construction, we have not adopted concrete as a solution for our road infrastructure. And the general reason for that is the cost of concrete.
With the number of roads in the country, he says replacing the asphalt roads with concrete would not be economic. Holness highlights that concrete will be utilized in low-use areas such as community and parish council roads, further adding that it will be imperative to use other road solutions.
I want to use this opportunity to say to the nation that as we come to grips with our road problem, our aged infrastructure problem, that it is not going to be only the application of asphalt, but we will be using other solutions as well to treat with the problem.
Managing Director for CCCL, Jorge Martinez, embraces the use of this project to train residents within communities which will be involved.
As part of our broader social responsibility program, we have also had the privilege of training 50 residents of this community. The skills that they have developed in basic concrete construction and health and safety practices will remain and empower communities and will remain not only for them, but also for the community that is involved.
As the country grapples with what the PM deems aged infrastructure, Jamaicans await further development for reliable road infrastructure. Adrian Williams reporting for CVM News.
We take a break. More CVM News at 7 in just a moment.
We bring comfort to every step with flooring that blends softness and style. From carpets and rugs to durable vinyl flooring and expert installation services, we have everything you need to transform your space. And when it's time for a refresh, our carpet and upholstery cleaning service brings your flooring back to life. Visit us at 18 Dunbarton Avenue, Kingston, the Carpet Store, because you deserve the best.
I'm Tashika Lu, and we all have a story. I can vividly remember when I was about to sit my CSEC exams, my life took an abrupt turn. While I was walking home, I was struck by a motor vehicle. As a result, I suffered major memory loss, which unfortunately, I failed my exams. It was impossible to retain information. This one school piqued my interest the most, and it was the Distinction College, lowest school fee and flexible payment plan. They offer over 35 vocational and professional courses. Eventually, I became a part of the family, and during my time there, I resat my exams, and with the patience of my teachers, I was successful. In addition to that, I studied media and broadcasting, specializing in radio presentation. I co-hosted the school's radio show, Distinction 411. I voiced numerous ads for the school, interview artists, hosted graduation.
And now, I have my own radio show called On the Air with Tashika Lu.
So you see, my friends, if I can do it and I did, you can do it too. You can call them at 876-356-4167.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Welcome back. A look now at regional and international news.
We begin with the news in the region. In Guyana, Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlal has raised concerns about the underutilization of the Plea Bargaining Act. He emphasized its potential to streamline court processes, reduce backlogs, and modernize the delivery of justice in Guyana. More from HGP TV News.
Speaking at the opening ceremony of the Restorative Justice Training for Magistrates on Wednesday, the Attorney General highlighted the potential of the Criminal Procedure, Plea Discussion, Plea Agreement, and Assistance Act, expressed concern about its limited use by legal practitioners. The act, which was passed in 2023, saw Attorney General Anil Nandlal reminding magistrates and lawyers about its availability.
The lawyers, unfortunately, are not using it. But you can help by reminding the lawyers in appropriate cases whether they should not consider exploring avenues and opportunities presented by the Plea Bargaining Act.
Antigua and Barbuda will again be on the front lines of the global quest for climate justice in the coming days. Prime Minister Gaston Brown is to provide support to a case brought before the International Court of Justice by the South Pacific island nation of Vanuatu. Prime Minister Brown tells ABS News he will be traveling to The Hague in the Netherlands to help champion Vanuatu's case.
This weekend I traveled to The Hague as one of the champions for the Vanuatu case, in which they're seeking a legal opinion to determine the responsibility of states parties to protect the terrestrial environment. And as you know, we had actually filed our own litigation about 2 years ago, in which we got a favorable opinion from IDLIS confirming that states parties, they have an obligation to protect the marine environment. So we're doing a significant amount of international work. Antigua and Barbuda is well respected globally.
In international news, the Syrian government has lost control of its second city, Aleppo, for the first time since the country's civil war began. Here's the BBC.
Smouldering buildings in Syria's second largest city, Aleppo, tells of an unpredictable new chapter. The city, once a symbol of resilience, is now reeling from a fresh wave of destruction following a series of Russian airstrikes. The escalation comes as Syrian forces withdrew their troops from the city. That retreat in response to a surprise offensive launched by rebel factions 5 days ago. This is the most serious challenge yet to President Bashar al-Assad in years. It was a carefully planned attack. The rebels stormed back into Aleppo for the first time since Assad's army forced them out at the height of the war in 2016. This time, meeting almost no resistance.
I am
the son of Aleppo. I returned to my city and my land and my home by the will of God, and we will not give up a single inch of the lands of Syria.
The rebel group Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS, is listed as a terrorist organization by the US and others. It controls most of the northwestern province of Idlib, the last remaining opposition stronghold after more than a decade of civil war. That war began in 2011, triggered by pro-democracy protests against Assad's rule. Russia intervened in 2015, turning the tide against the advancing rebels.
That's it for regional and international news. I'm Neika Lewis.
We are up on another break. Inspire Jamaica is next.
Get creative with your floors, walls, and all the spaces in between. Our knowledgeable sales consultants are happy to help create your beautiful finish with the latest designs in first quality porcelain, wood look, vinyl, mosaics, natural stones, and countertops. At Creative, you will get every tile you need for your residential or commercial projects. Creative Building Finishes, your one-stop shop for everything tiles. Visit our showroom at 5 Red Hills Road or call 876-929-5553. Get tiles, get creative.
Our days get a little complex sometimes. Often so many things make sense, yet so many do not.
we are being intentional about giving prominence to the big stories in order to clarify and enlighten. Lead Story explains who, what, when, where, why, and how. Lead Story with George Davis, weekdays at 6:30 p.m. on CVM TV.
That's me on the corner. People don't bother feel like you can predict who is going to be in the shop with me. A ship carry you back again. You're controversial. How old were you?
8 years old.
Now we're contemplating. These are the digits. What kind of episode this one? Another junction in life.
I have 2 left foot there, sir.
Yeah, you know. Yeah, man. See the backline of the Nigeria now. This is my show and you will not drop word from me.
They even know them things.
TJ, I can't say that no. You're going to mash up some house.
You know, say barber shop just really there ready to make your cut.
So, why you cut before? The cut, okay. Now I'm where I want to be.
The Cut is brought to you by Flow.
Y'all gonna have to get some fans.
Join the fans of Family Feud.
Brought to you by We Are the Caring Store, waiting to serve you. It's time to experience independent living. Visit us.
Welcome back. Christmas Eve is a big day worldwide. One little girl is praying that for this birthday, someone will open doors for her to finally get accepted into school where she can learn with other children her age despite her physical challenges. It's time for Inspire Jamaica with Curlin Brown.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can.
Odeja Bryan was born during the COVID-19 pandemic to newlyweds, Kenesha and O'Dane. She was quite an active child despite a list of diagnoses: club feet, dislocated hips, bifida, and hydrocephalus. Over 2 days, the little baby underwent 2 surgeries. Doctors went into her spinal area. Her parents say, unfortunately, one of the concerns for the medical team materialized when the area was infected. The physicians also had to operate for hydrocephalus as fluid was building up. Weeks shy of her 4th birthday, and we wanted an update.
So with neuro for her, we're very happy about the last report that she did. She went lately to her checkup, and the report, she had some tests that she had supposed to be done, and she did them, and when they came back, everything was very good. So when we went back there, the report on the neuro clinic was very good, and we were well pleased, and the doctor was pleased as well.
Encouraging news there, but despite being on a long waiting list for the hips and even after undergoing a procedure to correct her club feet.
So at this point, after going back to our next visit in October this year, I realized that there will be no help at Bustamante for us, for her, based on how and what they have said. What the doctor said to me, because I did a X-ray for her, and the X-ray show like her bones, they're like all over the place, and they're saying that they would have to do a different kind of surgery from the one that they have done before, and they would have to remove bones from her foot and do some stuff to attach the other bones that would have been remained. So at that, when I explained to my wife and I told her about the situation, we kind of be like thinking different towards that, saying it wouldn't be a good idea to have them do it, a surgery like that on her. So I don't know, but whatever it takes, Even though we know that we have faith, we believe in God, so we have faith in God. So whatever it takes, and if there's any possible chance to get her out of this country, to go somewhere else to do this surgery. The ankle surgery and also the hip surgery. Those are the things that would have helped her to at least move around or walk.
She's almost 4-year-old now, and you know, she's seeing other kids going to school, and she always be saying that, Mom, I would like to go to school because I want friends. And hearing a child saying that I can't do nothing, it really hurts, you know. And we have tried many schools. When they said like we should come there for a meeting, and when we go there, you know, seeing her because she's disabled, you know, they don't take her, and it's not a good feeling, you know. Sometimes we cry because she's not as normal as, you know, other child, but